Hey there, microphone. I just hit.
Yeah, you got a little close there, hey, don't you know?
Oh, I sure did.
Yeah, that could have hurt you, you know. Broke your nose.
This is History Buffoons.
Hi.
The Companion.
The origin of
This
weird.
is the origin of weird.
Dun, dun, dun.
I hope you like the new intro music.
Wait, what? Wink, 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 nudge, nudge.
We're inserting new music.
We're working on that. I have, yeah.
You got some things in the pot.
Yep. Let's go with that one.
I think he's a brother. Right? Your brother?
I tasked my brother with coming up with some type of background noise. I don't know if I ever asked him for the intro music. I might have to talk to him.
Stay tuned, folks. This is riveting podcasting.
Yeah, this is probably never going to see the light of day.
Welcome to our first episode of The Origin of Weird.
Yes.
Where we are literally trying to find, where did weird come from?
Yeah, we're on a quest to discover the origin of weird.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's literally in the title, so we're not trying to veil anything here. We're not trying to hide it. We're
Not
just trying to
pull
fucking
one
find
on
it.
ya.
No. Why would we do that? We're buffoons. We don't know how.
Yeah.
But, so what weird tale do you have for me on our first official Origin of Weird episode?
Well, first of all, I hope that they liked the Mel Blanc.
Yeah, the little teaser.
The little teaser. I think that was excellent.
I thought that was great. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And we discovered it's not Blanc, it's blank.
Yeah, my bad.
It's okay.
So, I'm going to talk about a weird story.
Well, that's why we're here.
That's why I'm podcasting. It takes place in World War II.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
I know you like World War II.
There's just so much information on it.
Let's see. We'll just go from year one to this year. That's 2,024 years. And she focuses on 5 of them.
But this is cool. This is cool.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not, but like, let's broaden our horizons.
After this one. I tell Mel Blanc. Blanc.
Yeah, not the Blanc.
Okay.
Matt LeBlanc?
A body.
Oh.
A body was found in the ocean.
Yeah.
9:30 in the morning.
That's early.
On April 30th, 1943.
Okay.
2 years to the day before Hitler died.
I was just going to say that. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So this body was found by a local fisherman.
Okay.
And he was taken to Huelva, which is a coastal town in Spain.
What was he fishing for?
Pardon?
You said he was found by a local fisherman. What was he fishing for?
Fish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this coastal town is off the Gulf of Cadiz.
Okay.
So Spain was officially neutral in
war?
World War II.
Okay.
But many a Nazi sympathizer.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So the body was taken to the ME, the medical examiner, and underwent an autopsy.
Okay.
It was determined that the body was a British soldier.
Oh.
And therefore a British consulate was present.
Okay.
So before a definitive cause of death was issued, that consulate suggested they leave early for lunch because of the horrendous smell coming from the corpse. Naturally, you go to lunch after that.
Well, who doesn't? I always like to
smell a corpse and go to lunch.
To waft some death before I eat.
Yeah. So they agreed, and the ME signed a death certificate for Major William Martin.
Oh, they were able to identify him?
Yep, he had papers.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Major William Martin, and the death certificate said that it was asphyxiation through immersion in the sea.
Okay.
So the body was released by the Spanish, and Major Martin was buried in San Marcos section of Nuestra Senora Cemetery in Huelva. And he had full military honors on May 2nd.
I mean, he was a British... Was he an officer, did you say?
Major.
Major, okay.
Mm-hmm. So on his person, he also had a briefcase that was like attached.
I would say, was it like, did he have it handcuffed to his wrist?
He had it handcuffed, yeah.
Holy shit.
So, and it was also chained to his belt.
Really?
Yes.
He really didn't want to lose that.
No. So He had a picture of his fiancee, Pam.
In the briefcase?
It was either on his person or in the briefcase.
I know.
There were 2 love letters from Pam.
Aw.
There was a receipt for a diamond engagement ring costing about 53 pounds, which would be over $1,000 today.
Oh, that's pretty good.
He had a letter from his father.
Okay.
He had a book of stamps.
Okay.
A silver cross.
Interesting.
A St. Christopher's medallion.
Okay.
Cigarettes and matches.
Okay.
A pencil stub.
Really?
Yeah. He had some keys.
Okay.
And he had a receipt from Jeeves, which is like a menswear retailer for like a new shirt. He had ticket stubs for a London theater.
What?
Yeah. And a bill for 4 nights lodging at the Naval and Military Club. He also had an identity card, which is how they got his name.
Where's the Naval and whatever club?
Military Club. It's in London.
Okay.
And the dates of some of these documents, they were from like April 18th to the 24th. And then they found him on the 30th.
Found him 6 days later. Okay.
Yeah. So they kind of have like a little timeline.
Sure.
If you will.
Huh.
So the war letters were included in his briefcase.
Okay.
Okay. So one letter was from Lieutenant General Sir Archibald Nye to General Sir Harold Alexander.
So was he delivering these?
Yes.
Is that what they kind of figured out?
Yes.
Okay.
So it explained that the Allies were planning on an invasion of Greece and Crete.
Right.
And it outlined a plan to reinforce Allied forces in those areas.
Okay.
The other letter was an introduction of a British officer, Martin.
Okay.
This letter from Admiral Lord Louis Mountbatten
That's a lot.
to Admiral Sir Andrew Cunningham introduced Martin as a warfare expert.
Warfare expert. So the guy.
So like here's paperwork for me. This is who I am, and it comes from the top.
Oh wow.
So Nazi sympathizers in Spain forwarded the documents onto Abwehr, Abwehr, and W usually has a V sound.
Typically in German, yeah.
Abwehr.
Yeah.
It was a German military intelligence organization.
Oh, wow.
And they read the documents and proceeded to take action.
Oh, so
We're going to Greece.
They used the intel.
Yes.
Okay.
So with Hitler having the final say, the troops were led out of Sicily and into Greece, Corsica, and Sardinia. So they were all in Sicily.
Gotcha.
Okay. End of June 1943, German troop strengths on Sardinia had doubled to 10,000.
Okay.
And fighter aircraft also based there were there for support.
Okay.
German torpedo boats divisions. German torpedo boats were moved from Sicily to the Greek islands.
Sure.
7 German divisions transferred to Greece.
Wow.
And 10 divisions were posted to the Balkans.
Okay.
And so lots and lots of reinforcements in the Greek islands.
Sure.
So on July 9th, the Allies invaded Sicily.
So it was all a ploy to get him off of Sicily?
Yes.
Holy shit. And it worked?
So Sicily was a key Axis stronghold, providing air and naval bases for attacks on Allied shipping in the Mediterranean.
Sure, makes sense.
And by capturing the island, the Allies aimed to weaken the Axis the Axis control over the Mediterranean and disrupting their supply lines.
Okay.
So invading Sicily would open a new front in Europe, forcing Germany to divert troops and resources away from other critical areas, such as the Western Front. And this would relieve pressure on the Soviet Union and potentially hasten Germany's defeat.
Wow.
Let's get this going.
Sure.
The Allies hoped that the successful invasion of Sicily would destabilize the Italian government and lead to its surrender. Huh. This would eliminate Italy as an Axis ally and provide a base for further attacks on mainland Europe. Okay. Sicily also offered valuable airfields and harbors that would be used to launch further attacks on Italy and the Balkans.
Right.
And an invasion of Sicily would demonstrate specifically Allied strength and undermine Axis morale. Okay. Thus ended Operation Mincemeat.
Oh, the good old Operation Mincemeat. I've heard of that.
The body.
Yeah.
The documents, the pictures, the receipts, The theater tickets were all a ruse.
Right.
To make Hitler think that the Allies were going to overrun Greece, when in reality they wanted to overrun Sicily.
So was it a real body then?
It was real, and I'm going to tell you about it.
Oh, cool.
So British intelligence officer Charles Cholmondeley.
I believe you.
Cholmondeley.
Okay. Let's keep saying it.
I'm going to call him Charles.
Charles.
He came up with Operation Trojan Horse.
Mincemeat's way better.
Yeah. So together with Ewan Montagu,
okay,
a British judge and naval intelligence officer,
all right,
they both fine-tuned this ruse into Operation Mincemeat.
Okay.
Like basically finding a meat suit.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that because obviously they had a body. And, yeah.
Trojan horse is a little too obvious.
Yeah.
So they had to find a corpse that didn't need to be accounted for.
Sure, makes sense.
So a soldier, for instance, would need to be.
Yeah.
Or someone with a family who's expecting them to come back.
Right.
So they found a body by Bentley Purchase, who was an Emmy in London.
Okay.
So he was a homeless man who had died from rat poison.
Oh, shit.
The Emmy Bentley Purchase assured them that the small amount of poison in the body would not be detectable after a few days in the sea.
Oh, I suppose. So it kind of diluted it or whatever.
So while Montagu expressed concern that the body didn't look like a fit officer, Purchase reassured him that the body's appearance wasn't crucial, as he would be represented as a staff officer, so a major, more accustomed to like desk work.
Oh, yeah. So it's not like someone out there on
the field.
On the field.
Yeah.
He's behind a desk pushing papers.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
So Purchase also emphasized the time constraint, stating that the body needed to be used within 3 months before it decomposed beyond usability.
Sure. Makes sense.
So he planned to store the body in a mortuary refrigerator at a specific temperature to prevent freezing and maintain his appearance.
Sure. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay. Wow.
So Montagu refused to identify the individual and only described him as a bit of a ne'er-do-well.
Okay.
And that of the only worthwhile thing that he ever did was after his death. Yeah. So the team, so there was a team of people doing this. So the team chose the identity of Captain William Martin, and he was an acting major.
So that was a real person?
No.
Oh, okay.
They just picked his name.
That's just the name they picked?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
So they chose to make him an acting major, Captain William Martin,
Gotcha.
a Royal Marine assigned to the Combined Operations Headquarters.
Okay.
The name Martin was common in the Royal Marines, making it really easy to create like a believable backstory.
Gotcha. Wow.
As a Royal Marine, Major Martin would be under Admiralty authority, allowing for easier control of official inquiries and messages related to his death.
Okay.
He's more likely to have this intel on him.
Right.
Additionally, Royal Marines wore battle dress or a standard military uniform, and that was readily available.
Well, yeah. Makes sense.
The rank of acting major was carefully chosen.
There it is.
He was senior enough to justify access to sensitive information, but not so prominent that it would raise suspicion.
Okay.
So to reinforce the impression of Martin being a real person, Montagu and Cholmondeley provided corroborative details to be carried on his person.
Okay.
And in espionage circles, it's known as pocket litter.
Pocket litter?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah.
That's different.
So what I described earlier on his person was what he was.
Yeah.
That's what this pocket litter was.
Pocket litter, yeah. Okay.
The photo of Pam is actually a photo of Jean Leslie, who was a secretary at MI5.
Oh, wow.
She volunteered her image.
That's funny.
So the team attempted to photograph the body of Martin's identity card, but the results were obvious that he was a corpse. So instead, they found Captain Ronnie Reed of MI5, who agreed to be photographed in a Royal Marine uniform for the card.
Oh, so they just used someone else for it. Okay.
Yeah, they found someone that was similar
looking, yeah.
So to make the identity card and make it pass as if it was authentic, Montagu actually created replacement cards instead of an original identity card.
Sure.
So if you were to lose it, you would have a replacement card.
Yeah.
This one was a replacement card.
Okay. Makes sense.
They would also wear the identity card in trousers to give it kind of a used appearance.
Yeah, so it didn't
Wear
look
and tear.
nice and crisp, basically.
Right,
okay,
right.
That makes sense.
Yes. So with the corpse's story secure, the documents created,
Jeez.
the execution granted from Winston Churchill, the body was sent to a submarine, the Seraph.
Seraph, okay.
On April 30th, the officers of the Marine placed the corpse into the water and headed for the shoreline.
Oh, they didn't shoot him out of a torpedo tube?
No.
Damn.
But that is where my story started.
Right.
Was a fisherman found the body.
Yeah, wow.
So this is like kind of the weird part. Okay.
Wait, besides the corpse?
Yeah. So in 1939, Rear Admiral John Godfrey, the director of naval intelligence, circulated a memo proposing various deception tactics against the Axis powers.
Sure.
And one of these ideas involved planting false information on a dead body to mislead the enemy.
Right.
And the idea was to create a convincing scenario, such as a downed airman, with false documents to lure the enemy into making mistakes. So that was in a memo in 1939.
Wow. So and that was 4 years prior to Mincemeat. Wow.
So the memo was signed by Godfrey.
Yeah.
But it was actually written by none other than James Bond author, Lieutenant Commander Ian Fleming.
No way.
Who happened to be Godfrey's personal assistant.
That's fantastic. I love Ian Fleming. My daughter's named after one of his characters. That is awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I know he had some dealings with the war and everything. I didn't realize that, though. That's fucking fantastic.
So he wrote this memo, and Godfrey signed it.
Wow.
And then several years later, they put it into action.
They actually used it. That's crazy.
So Ewan Montagu was appointed an officer of the head of the British Empire in 1944 for his part in Operation Mincemeat.
Okay.
For masterminding the plan, Cholmondeley
Charlie
was appointed a member of the order in 1948.
Okay.
Montagu went on to write 2 books about his experience.
Oh, wow.
One in 1953 called The Man Who Never Was.
Okay.
And in 1977, he published Beyond Top Secret U, like the letter U.
Yeah.
And it was a wartime autobiography.
Oh, okay.
So the Commonwealth War Graves Commission took responsibility for Major Martin's grave in 1977 in Spain.
Okay.
In 1996, Roger Morgan, an amateur historian from London, uncovered evidence in the Public Records Office that the identity of the corpse was Glinder Michael.
Glinder Michael?
He was a vagrant who found a piece of bread and died because that bread had rat poison smeared on it.
Jesus Christ.
In 1997, the Grave Commission, added the postscript, Glendor Michael served as Major William Martin, RM, for Royal Marines.
Yeah. Wow. That's weird.
Isn't that a weird story?
Well, yeah, because, I mean, first of all, using a corpse. I mean, I know it's wartime, so obviously a lot of things went that normally wouldn't. But that's wild. And then putting all the pocket litter. I don't ever have pocket litter. I just have pocket lint. But the fact that Ian Fleming is the one who drafted it or whatever is fucking cool, because I love Ian Fleming. I love James Bond, obviously. But wow, that's weird.
So sometimes when I'm doing research, I can't quite grasp the themes and the understanding of everything.
Right.
And visual learning is basically where I thrive.
Yeah, I get that.
So I read over all the Operation Mincemeat stuff, and I hadn't begun writing yet. So I went to YouTube and Netflix, and I was like, is there any documentaries I can watch as a visual? There is a movie with Colin Firth.
Yes, who you love.
I adore Sir Colin Firth.
Yes, you do.
he stars in a movie called Operation Mincemeat.
Right.
And that is available on Netflix. It's a 2022 movie, so it's new.
Very recent.
It's new. It's
wow.
very well done. The story is pretty much the same as what I just described. I'm sure there's plenty of liberties taken, but it's a very great movie, and I highly recommend.
I'll have to give that a watch.
And I would absolutely rewatch it with you if you wanted.
Okay, sounds good.
So Operation Mincemeat.
That's weird. I mean, the tie-ins with, the thing, like you said, Ian Fleming thing.
I knew you would like the Ian Fleming connection.
You know I like Ian Fleming.
Yeah.
Again, my daughter's name is Vesper, after one of his first characters he wrote about in James Bond world. That's awesome. Wow. Yeah, that's so, man, isn't it fucked up that they bought it so hard? And we should go to Greece.
So the British consulate in the morgue, when they were doing the autopsy, he was in on it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. He was afraid they were going to find out that he didn't die at the sea.
Sure.
So he was the one who suggested they go to lunch early. And that's when the ME just signed off on asphyxiation of the sea.
Oh. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it probably didn't smell great, but wow.
Yep, he was in on it.
Okay. That's a pretty big a lot of people had to be involved.
Yes, there was another person overseas that helped in getting the information into Hitler's hands.
Right.
I don't recall his name, but he is portrayed in the movie as well.
Can you imagine what would have happened if, I don't know, the wave just went a different way?
I know. They did extensive research on the tides,
right,
and where they could drop him off safely to get it to Spain, because they chose Spain.
Sure.
They chose the Gulf of Cadiz specifically.
Okay, so.
Mm-hmm. So, they did all of that research. They spent months.
Wow.
Going through this.
It's funny how. Did they say any of what the theater tickets were for?
Well, in the movie, they actually did go to the theater, to make it look used, right. But I don't recall what it was.
Okay. I was just curious. It's something obviously that's irrelevant, but I just thought it'd be kind of funny to actually know. So they had this planned timeline for this person, Major Martin. Yeah. So between the 18th and the 24th, and then he was in the sea by the 30th, Wow. So they wanted to make it that legit. Well, they wanted to make him seem like a real person. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's weird. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, great bring for the first one, because that's fucking weird. Yeah. And well done with the Ian Fleming connection. I love that. Awesome. Welp. I suppose. All right, buffoons, that's it for today's episode.
Buckle up, because we've got another historical adventure waiting for you next time. Feeling hungry for more buffoonery? Or maybe you have a burning question or a wild historical theory for us to explore.
Hit us up on social media. We're History Buffoons Podcast on Reddit, X, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also email us at historybuffoonspodcast@gmail.com.
Follow us wherever you get your podcasts and turn those notifications on to stay in the loop.
Until next time, stay curious and don't forget to rate and review us.
Remember, the buffoonery never stops.